Welcome to part 3 of learning the Arabic alphabet. Let's get started. Now our next letter is the kh sound. This is again one of the letters that you might not be used to pronouncing. This sound of the kh. How do you get this kh sound? Try to remember like a snake. It's like you get that sound by making the back of your tongue actually start touching the roof of your mouth. Kh. See, the air is barely getting through. It's like, okay. Now this kh sound, the way it's written is the same as the j and the h, same shape, but this one has a dot on the top. So here's how it's written. Same shape, but it has a dot on the top. Now, the way this is the equivalent of this in English, because you don't have that sound in English, you write a K, H. That means kh. Like if you know the name Khalid. Everybody says Khalid, but it's actually Khalid. And this is how it looks like in the beginning. This is how it looks like in the middle. And this is how it looks like in the end. So this is the kh sound. Let's connect this to some other letters. So we have kh with an a. So this is pronounced as kha. Add a b to it and you have the words or the verb khab. Okay? Khab. Don't worry about the meaning right now. Remember what we want to do is learn how to read and write. And we have, for all the musicians out there, here's a famous composer. We have b, a, and the kh coming at the end. Who's this? It's none other than Bach. Bach. Okay, the famous composer. This is how his name is written in Arabic. Remember the diacritical signs. If we put them over here, it becomes kha be, a little e at the end. Ha be. So that's the letter kh. Okay, now before we move on, let's take a little more examples so we can, further consolidate the letters that we've learned so far. You've all heard about Hajj. Muslims go to Mecca for Hajj. This is how you write Hajj. You can tell that it's made out of two letters, H and J. Let's write that now. So we have the H over here, and it's connected to the J. Same shape. Okay, these are the same shape. So here we have H, no dots. The J is one dot at the bottom. Now we have the word brother, which is akh. There's an e. And here we have to put that hamza, crescent moon over a flying carpet. And akh. Okay. What happens if I don't put this? It becomes ah. It's a long vowel, ah. And ah means it's like a complaint. It's like, oh, you're in pain. Ah, I'm in pain. So we have ach and ah. What about sister? Sister is like this. Same with a hamza on the top. Again, the kh, but here the sister means ukht. Ukht. So it's then kh, and then it ends with a t. Remember the t? The boat with two dots on the top. So let's read them again. We have hajj, akh. Okay? And sometimes in Arabic they put this sign over here, which means like, it's called the medda, which means an extended ah. So it's an akh, and here it's ukht. Ukht. Okay? Akh, ukht. Okay? Now, let's move on to our next letter. How are you feeling so far? Good. Now, our next letter is the D sound, the letter dal. This is the equivalent of the letter D. The equivalent of the letter D. This is how you write the D. Very simple, just like this. Like six. Simplified ways like this, D. Now, the D can be connected from one side only. So it can be connected from the right-hand side, just like the ah sound or the wa. So this is how it comes at the beginning, like this. Cannot be connected from here. In the middle, actually this can never come in the middle because, I mean, it comes in the middle of the word, but it's not connected to anything from the left-hand side. Okay, so that's it. Let's take some examples. We have D connected with a oo. We have do. Do. You can see these letters cannot be connected. Both of them cannot be connected. D connected with a B. We have dub. Dub, which means a bear. Now you might be thinking, well, why did you say dub? You can feel that there's a little oo in there. Dub. Why not deb? Why not dib? Well, if we write this word and it means bear, we have to put this little sign on the top. Remember that small little way? It's called a dhamma. And this makes this pronounced like doop. So we have do, do, do. But there's no oo. It's just a small oo. You just make your mouth circular, your lips circular when you say this word. It's doop. Okay? Now we can write the word dizzy. Okay, felt dizzy. Are you dizzy so far? Hope you're not. So it's a d, ah, dach. Okay, dach means dizzy. Now, I'm going to say it again. Don't be concerned about the meanings. The main goal of these lessons that cover the alphabet is for you to learn how to read and write. So this is dach, dach. Then we have the word manners, which is e. Here's the hems on the top. De comes in the middle. And be. Edeb. Put a little fatha over here. Deb, edeb, edeb. There you go. So this is edeb, which means manners. Here's an example of just bud. Bud. Put a little thumb over here. Bud. Bud. Okay? See, the de here is connected to the be because it can be connected from this side, but you cannot connect it from this side here. There's no connection. Okay? Let's move on. Okay, now the next letter that we have is the letter, which is called the dal. This is the same sound you produce in English when you write the th together, like the. The letter is very simple. It's just like the dal, same shape. It looks like this. Okay, but it has a dot on the top. This is the. The same rules apply. Okay? So let's connect this with the ah. So it's like the ah, and add a b. This is dhab, dhab, which means melted. Dhab. Add connected to a u. We have the with an u. As you can see, these two letters cannot be connected because this one doesn't accept any connection from the left-hand side, and the w is the opposite. It can't accept any connection from the right-hand side. So they just, stand alone like this. This is how you pronounce this. It's dhu, dhu. And that's the sound. Now, second example of a word that has the coming at the end. We have the verb take, which is kh, khudh, kh. Remember this letter we just took? Kh. Khudh, which means take. Here again, we're going to add some diacritical marks to it, which is the tashkil, that kind of help you pronounce this word properly. So all it needs here is that small dhamma, that little wow at the top. So here, when you pronounce it, it's khudh, khudh, okay? Now, here's another word that has the kh, but using a different mark, which is khed. Khed means cheek. Khed. Let's write this. Here's the kh and de. This is a de. Khed. Okay, we just took this letter. Now, this has this diacritical mark on top, so it's khed. Okay? Khed, and this is khudh. Okay? Khed, khud. Now this brings us to the end of this lesson. Practice what you've learned. Hang in there. Trust yourself. You can do it. And I'll see you in the next video.